by Dean Lisa Stevens.
Good morning again. So Congress designated October 28th as the National First Responders Day in 2017. This resolution honors the firefighters, police officers, EMTs, and all of those who are first on the scene in stressful situations. Notably, the family of Sean Collier, a police officer ambushed and murdered during the events related to the 2013 Boston Marathon bombing, supported the resolution. National First Responders Day recognizes the heroic men and women who make it their business to take immediate action when disaster strikes. For those of us that are not quite sure what a first responder does, I'm often reminded of the events surrounded by 9/11. Firefighters, police officers, paramedics, and many more rushed into Lower Manhattan on that day. Whether you've had your own emergency or not, it's not hard to understand and appreciate the dangerous and difficult work that each of you do. In 1966, there was a federal study called the Accidental Death and Disability, the neglected disease of modern science, named accidental injuries as the leading cause of death in the first half of a lifespan. Further reports showed that vehicle accidents during 1965 alone killed more Americans than those that were lost in the Korean War. And it also stated that seriously wounded citizens would fare better in a war zone than on an average city street. The report also identified a lack of regulation or standards for ambulance operations and provider training. The authors of this report made several recommendations for both managing and preventing accidental injuries, including the standardization of emergency training for rescue squad personnel, policemen, firemen, and ambulance attendants. This standardization led to the first nationally recognized curriculum for EMTs. Professional training today can vary anywhere from 1 to 3 years. Candidates learn life support techniques in first response situations, including CPR, tourniquet application, and treatment of wounds. Paramedics deliver more advanced procedures and therefore require more extensive education and training. So as we take today to honor National First Responders Day on October 28th, I would like to leave with these 4 statistics. 100 firefighters die in the line of duty each year, which speaks to the ultimate sacrifice. An estimate 240 million 911 calls are made in the U.S. per year. A fire department responds to fire every 24 seconds. And emergency medical services takes care of more than 22 million patients a year. Again, thank you for all that you do.
Thank you, Dean Stevens. And now next on the program, we'll have Why National First Responders Day is important is by Dr. Steve Edson, Vice President, Institutional Effectiveness.
I was very pleased when Mr. Singleton asked me to do this. My middle son is a firefighter EMT at Fayetteville, and some of the things that he has shared with me over the years in his work made me want to say to everyone in my community, thank you for what you do. Because if there's an issue, a disaster, you guys are heading toward it, while most people are trying to get away from it. The risks that you face virtually every day, many times you're not real sure what you're getting into when that call comes in. What's it going to be about? Who am I going to face? You're on the front lines, and then not likely, but it is one of America's most dangerous careers. And so each of you that are involved in this group should be proud of the service that you give this community, because you are the individuals that this community counts on when things are not the way they should be. And so you should share that joy with each other, with your families, because without you there would not be a lot of help coming. It's an opportunity for us to showcase our commitment to you. Several of you have gone through our EMT, paramedicine, firefighter programs, criminal justice. You represent Albany Tech as you represent our community with the service that you give. And we're proud of the fact that we have the opportunity to provide individuals to our community that have the intent and the training to do the kind of job that this community desires and expects. And besides all of that, the very least that any of us in this room can do is to say thank you. Thank you for what you do day in and day out for each of us and for our community as a whole.
Thank you, Dr. Edson. And now we have the signing of the proclamation and remarks by Mayor City of Albany, Bo Durrell, and Chris Cohilas, Chairman, Dougherty County Board of Commissioners.
Good morning. The chairman and I have the distinct privilege this morning of recognizing our community first responders. We also will be reading and executing a joint proclamation. It goes without saying that those of us in local government understand the importance of our first responders. We deal with police officers, EMTs, firefighters every day. It's also true that much of the general public do not understand how essential what each and every first responder does and how the stability of our community depends upon your service. And I want to genuinely express my gratitude, but also the thanks of the people of the city of Albany. The last year and a half has exposed much about our community, and I truly hope that those members of our community who formerly did not place your service in the front of their minds now have reevaluated and reassessed and will express their appreciation for what you have done and continue to do. Thank you.
It is truly my pleasure and honor to be here. I am a son of a first responder. I grew up going to a firehouse every third day to eat dinner with my father for years and years and years. I interacted with police, firefighters, EMTs. I watched as my dad went to work, came home smelling like smoke, and sometimes his ears were burned. It was something that was burned into my brain at a very early age, and I don't think that there's any coincidence that I ended up spending a lot of time at the DA's office and working with first responders, because it was something that was very, very comfortable to me. I look around the room and I see the faces of so many people, so many friends, so many folks that I've been in the courtroom together with, been on crime scenes with, been in tremendously stressful situations, and watched as firefighters, EMTs, police officers, all of the folks that are represented here in this community that serve in one capacity or another as a first responder, and watching them literally race into danger and place a blanket of protection over the homes and the people in this community. And that is a tremendously powerful feeling when you are dealing with someone that is dealing with an incredibly grieving situation, a dangerous situation where they may have lost their home, their property, or their family. And the fact that you make that sacrifice each and every day, not knowing what call you're going to get, where the Lord is going to take you that day, and the fact that you race into danger every single day is tremendously powerful, and it is a gift. And it's a gift that we all know and recognize that first responders aren't paid the same as many other professionals, and it's really more of an acknowledgement than it is the true value for the service that you provide. And we're thankful because you can't put a price on the feeling that you provide each and every single day. And so I just want to say thank you, and thank you for allowing me and the mayor to be a part of this day. And we're going to proceed with the proclamations at this point.
A joint proclamation by the Mayor of the City of Albany and the Chairman of the Dougherty County Commission.
Whereas both career and volunteer individuals, including law enforcement personnel, firefighters, emergency medical technicians, and many others in the public safety sector come together to serve the public as first responders in the event of an emergency. And
whereas first responders are vital members of our communities, standing ready 24 hours a day to protect our neighborhoods and loved ones from existing threats, and remaining vigilant for new threats that may emerge. And
whereas in service to our communities, first responders often risk their own safety and personal property in the performance of their duties to protect, serve, and rescue others. And
whereas the families of first responders also make significant sacrifices to support their loved ones' service. These family members live with the reality that their spouse, sibling, parent, or loved one may not return home from the job, and they deserve our appreciation and respect for bearing this burden. And
whereas the City of Albany and Dougherty County, Georgia recognizes the significant work and sacrifices of our first responders and their families, and we are especially grateful for their service to keep our communities safe. Now,
therefore, we, Bo Dura, Mayor of the City of Albany, and Christopher S. Cohilas, Chairman of Dougherty County Commission, do hereby proclaim October 28, 2021 as First Responders Appreciation Day in Albany and Dougherty County, Georgia, and invite all citizens to duly note this occasion. In witness whereof, we have hereunto set our hands and caused the seals of the City of Albany and Dougherty County to be affixed. Adopted this 28th day of October, 2021. Thank you.
Thank you, sirs. And now we'll have the recognition of our graduates. I'd like to call Dr. Parker, Lisa Stevens, Frank Flanagan, Lynn Miller, Lakeisha Boone, and Tracy Naylor Griffin to the podium, please.
If I may, real quick, interject before we get started with recognizing our graduates. We would be remiss if we did not take this opportunity to recognize the faculty members who are responsible for the overall development of the curriculum, instructing the courses, facilitating those in-work or experiential learning experiences, and then lastly, seeing our graduates go into the workforce in our local community. So at this time, I would like to, again, take the moment to recognize our faculty for our first responder programs. So starting with our criminal justice program, we have Lakeisha Boone, Lynn Miller. With our fire services, we have Mr. Frank Flanagan. And lastly, with our EMS professions, which include our EMT and paramedicine programs, we have Tracy Naylor Griffin, aka Rusty. And we also have, I think in the audience today, Brad Ace Kent, if you're there, Ace. And then also Mr. Thad Minnick.
Okay, starting off with criminal justice and law enforcement. From the Dougherty County Police Department, Samuel Floyd, Jeffrey McCray, and Tatisha Irvin. Chief Johnson will accept on their behalf. From the Albany Police Department, Angela Battle, Tyrone Griffin, Charlie Roberts, Michael Scott, Ernest Thompson, Cameron Jones, Andrew White, Tykeria Covington, Terrence Whitlock, and Jerry Franklin. From the Albany Technical College Police Department, Lolita Jackson. Albany State University Police Department, Barvikumar Patel and Tiffany Loud. From the Lee County Sheriff's Department, Randy Palmer. From the Dougherty County Sheriff's Department, Michael Atberry. From the Dawson Police Department, Alicia Childs. Dougherty County School System Police Department, Catherine Barnes. Also from Dougherty County School System Police Department, Yamonica Colvin. From the MCLB Police Department, Gregory Charles. Deidre Mack. Jeremiah Phillips. Shaman Stevens. and Billy Taylor. Under Paramedicine, Dougherty County EMS, Jennifer Dunbar. Candace Middleton. Amber Lane. Jordan Denson. Sam Allen. Dickie Livingston. Under Fire Science, Sylvester Fire Department, Ty Sumner, and our very own Frank Flanagan. Albany Fire Department, Tracy Taylor. Lee County Fire Department, Chase Edmondson. Let's give them a round of applause. And now we have our closing remarks from Dr. Parker.
It's obvious by the turnout today how pleased our community is to acknowledge what you do. I want to thank each of you for what you do every day for us. And I want to thank the students in the room that are still preparing to graduate for the profession that you've chosen. Again, this is I can't say it more than I'm saying it right now. This is a great community to be a part of, and you do much to make it that way. Have a good day and enjoy the Good Life City and the communities that surround us.
You have some closing gifts for me, Mary.
Certainly. Mayor, is the mayor still with us? Thank you. We have a few parting gifts for you, and you both being attorneys know that this doesn't violate any any requirements of the great state of Georgia to get to do it. But we appreciate you and what you do for Albany Tech.
Thank you, Dr. Parker.
All right.